tomorrow we're releasing a restock of the side zip boots, and it's been about a year since they've first come out onto the market. I wanted to talk to you, Wes. Yep. This is a boot that you had been thinking about and conceptualizing for some time.
Honestly, the idea first came from old Frye campus boots. So like there obviously are the classic campus boots that are pull-on, high stacked heel. There was a period of time too where they did a side zip one with a squarer toe. I always loved that boot. It was really hard to find. Like I never owned a pair, but they were beautiful. The leather looked great when it broke in. It was a little bit different than a Western boot, which I was wearing a lot. And so I'd been thinking a lot about that. And then how do we kind of do our own spin on that? Probably like 5 or 6 years ago, I saw a pair of Florsheim boots that had this kind of apron toe. And they were more of like a beetle boot style, pointier toe, but they had this really interesting low top side zip, apron toe wraparound panel. That's really cool. I bet it would look great with that squarer toe. I think we landed in a good place where it still has some beefiness of what you're gonna expect from a boot from us without being too chunky or too dainty.
I know people are into square toe shapes. Also, people are really into side zips. Have you seen any historical boots that look like this?
Nothing that looks like this.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the idea, is we didn't just want to like remake and replica an old vintage boot. Usually if there's this apron toe shows up, it's
pointier, right?
It's pointier, or it's like very round and kind of almond shaped. And then if it's a square toe, there's usually almost no paneling, really. Like there's a seam on the back, a seam for the zipper, and that's it for a traditional square toe. And then if it's like a 90s one, you see a lot of crazy stuff. But there's nothing that's done in this way that I've ever seen.
The sole is nice because I think we started out with some other options, but this rubber sole is highly functional, and I think it contributes to the comfort of it from day one.
I mean, it's mostly stacked rubber with just a little bit of leather in the heel stack, but like right off the bat, it's super grippy. It's very flexible, which is really nice, so that like, yes, it's still Goodyear welted, it's still cork filled and everything, so you have like the traditional leather boot build, but then right off the bat, the sole flexes with your foot, so you're not having to worry so much about that.
I love the way a hard bottom looks, but living in the city, especially when it rains or it gets a little slippery out, I can't walk around with it. So I'll usually take it to a cobbler to get a toppy put on. This kind of has the functionality of it without needing to go and do that.
If I get a pair of hard bottom shoes, I don't even wear them first. I take them straight to the cobbler, get some rubber put on, because I'm like, I live in the city, I'm going to thrash these in days. And so that kind of takes all that out, and it just takes most of the break-in out. I think the first time I wore these, I walked like 10 miles over the course of the day, and I had no problems.
I think we've just all organization-wide been really surprised by how well received this style has been. And it's been cool because I think it has a lot of the DNA of what we like to do as a brand. But this is something that you'd been thinking about for a long time. I remember years and years ago, you had like Illustrator sketches of this boot that didn't exist. We didn't have the right production place, the manufacturing partner to be able to execute it and bring it to fruition. So while it came out a year ago, it has been something you'd been kicking around for much longer.
I was looking at my hard drive recently, and I think I found sketches as far back as like 6 or 7 years ago of some version of this idea.
Fun when it is able to come to fruition, and it's also fun when people are really into it as well. So excited to get some more out there into the world.